Hello guys, I'm gonna explain the full season of Normal People. It is a 12-episode romantic psychological drama television miniseries. Episode 1. At a secondary school in County Sligo, rural Ireland, a friendship sparks between the popular athlete Connell and outcast Marianne, which soon ignites into an intense romance. Connell lives at home with his kind mother, and Marianne lives in a mansion with her distant, busy mother and hateful brother. Connell's mother happens to be the housekeeper at Marianne's home. Marianne confronts Connell about her feelings for him and they kiss, but he's uncertain due to social pressures, and keeps their acquaintance hidden. Episode 2. Connell and Marianne's romance blossoms, but he is eager to keep their relationship a secret to protect his high social standing in school. Connell and Marianne have sex, and they continue to grow closer. However, Connell continues to ignore her in school. Marianne acts as though it is fine, but it puts their delicate connection under strain. Connell and his mother are very close in contrast to the high tension between Marianne and her family, which continues to grow. Episode 3. As their school days come to a close, Marianne cuts Connell off after a hurtful betrayal. Marianne turns up to a party, surprising everyone by looking glamorous. After a hurtful encounter at the party, Connell drives her home, and they make up. Connell doesn't ask Marianne to the dabs, still holding the belief that his friends would look down on him for it. His mum expresses Marianne's hurt, but Connell brushes it off. Marianne stays home on the night of the dabs, still feeling betrayed. During the dance, Eric tells Connell that he knows about Connell and Marianne and that their friends wouldn't have cared if Connell had told them. Later that night, Connell breaks down crying while walking alone through the streets of Sligo. Episode 4. At Trinity College, Connell is reunited with Marianne through Gareth, a classmate whom she is seeing. While Connell struggles to fit into the new environment, Marianne has made several friends, in contrast to her time in school. After meeting at a party, they decide they still want each other in their lives despite Marianne having moved on. Episode 5. As Marianne and Connell grow closer, Connell begins to spend more time with her friend group, despite not particularly fitting in with them. Connell apologizes for how he previously treated her, leading to Marianne doubting her seemingly strong relationship with Gareth. After thinking it over, she abruptly dumps him, and then sleeps with Connell soon after returning from a party. However, another member of their friend group, Jamie, has his eye on Marianne. Episode 6. For a while, things are ideal, and Connell and Marianne's renewed relationship blossoms due to lack of pressure for once. Marianne goes home for a family dinner, which ends in tears due to more abuse from her brother. After he loses his job, Connell can no longer pay his rent. Unable to bring himself to ask Marianne to stay at her place, he has to move back to Sligo. Their relationship comes to an abrupt end, but it is not clear why. Episode 7. Connell spends his days in Sligo getting drunk with old friends. Meanwhile, Jamie is finally free to make his move on Marianne, and they start seeing each other. After meeting at the shop, Marianne and Connell rekindle their friendship. Marianne confesses that Jamie likes sadomasochism and claims she also likes it. Connell goes back to college for his results, then goes drinking after being accepted into the prestigious Schulz program along with Marianne. While celebrating with her friends and Jamie, Connell shows up bloody and drunk after being mugged. Marianne tells Connell to leave after he tells her of his new girlfriend. Connell and Marianne discuss their breakup, and they realize it was due to a misunderstanding. Connell goes home to his girlfriend Helen. Episode 8. Connell and Niall have spent the summer backpacking in Europe. They visit Marianne's summer family home in the Italian countryside, where Jamie and Peggy have also been spending time. During their evening dinner, Jamie's controlling and abusive attitudes are apparent to all, and the two reach a breaking point. Marianne turns to Connell for protection, and she stays in his room, where he comforts her. Episode 9. Marianne is away on the Erasmus student exchange program in Sweden, where she finds herself in another unhealthy relationship with a Swedish man named Lucas. In Ireland, Connell worries about Marianne's well-being, drawing the ire of Helen. During a session where Lucas takes bondage photos of her, Marianne gets upset and she breaks up with him. Episode 10. After Rob commits suicide on New Year's Eve, Connell's mental health suffers, and he goes home to Sligo for the funeral. He becomes more distant from Helen even as she tries to support him, and eventually, she leaves him. He begins seeing a counselor who helps him connect to his emotions, and he deepens his connection with Marianne, despite the distance. Episode 11. Back in Sligo, Marianne and Connell struggle to find identity in their relationship. Things come to a head between Marianne and Alan, and he breaks her nose. She calls Connell for help, leading him to threaten to kill Alan if he touches Marianne again, before taking her away, promising her that she will never experience such abuse again. Episode 12. With Connell and Marianne's relationship finally on track, he invites her to spend Christmas with his family, where she finds comfort in a healthy family dynamic. Meanwhile, Marianne's relationship with her mother has reached a low point. Connell receives an offer to study for an MFA program in New York for a year, prompting the pair to reflect upon their future together. Connell ultimately decides to take the offer with Marianne's support, although she refuses to come with him. Finally feeling content with her life in Dublin, Marianne and Connell affirm their love to one another and agree to see where life leaves them in a year's time.